On today's episode, we invite back longtime friend Steven Herrera for a Rocky ranking redemption. If he dies, he dies. Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test.
Go for it!
Go for it! I got some things to say about go for it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Ready?
Well, guys, welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast. I'm taking over the intro for Dan now. If this is the first time you're here, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment at the Nostalgia Test Podcast and follow us on social media and wherever you get podcasts. This is Manny in New York, and I'm here with my best friend, longtime friend in LA, Dan.
What's
and
up?
We're here doing, what did you call it? The intro you did was perfect.
Rocky ranking redemption episode. Love the alliteration.
Rocky ranking redemption. Say that 3 times fast.
We're here because of Steve. This is all your fault, Steve. This is, because of your horrible comments from our wrap up 2020 episode about Rocky.
You guys can complain all you want. Complain all you want. I heard your episodes. I listened to all of them.
He is our number one fan, Dan. He is our number one fan.
I am, and I
can't get
just,
too upset.
Before we get started and before we get into fighting, I just want to say, congratulations!
Oh,
You guys grew up, man.
Bro hugs.
Oh,
you're fancy.
Oh, wow.
Fancy
We grew
microphones
up.
and everything.
fancy logo.
Fancy logo. Fancy microphones. It's been like a year since I've been on. Well, if you don't count the wrap up, like my initial guest appearance was about a year ago. Yeah, something around there.
Yeah,
close.
Killer Clowns came around
Clowns.
October, right?
Yeah, it was like October. That's right.
Yeah.
so yeah, you could rush it and say it was a year.
I'm rushing it quite a bit.
That's some interesting math we got there, Steve. But
That's
we're
how
here
much
because
of a fan I
That's
am.
like Steve's math when he gave us the first rankings. So we're here for that, right?
Can we
Dan?
let's play that actually.
Let's just get
see
to
if we
it.
Yeah, let's just hear what happened about a year ago. This episode, the episode 27, the 2020 wrap up hangout, which was released in December. We were there with Steve, Bill D'Elia, which I keep saying Bill D'Elia, Billy D'Elia, who was on our Roadhouse episode.
William D'Elia was there.
And our Rocky Balboa episode. So here's just a look back on why we're actually here today.
Would make for great content because of how bad it actually is. Like,
That's a fair point.
Like, he took my room. He took my room. And like,
I think
what Tommy Gunn looked like.
Rocky 4 was. I think Rocky 4 was probably the worst.
Rocky
but
what?
The best.
Whoa.
Rocky 4 was the worst.
Whoa.
Worst.
Manny almost had a heart attack. This is gonna be
that's like the best movie ever made, bro.
2021 and the Rocky Roundtable.
No, it
2021 is
Steve,
gonna
you don't
be,
really believe
like super.
It was the worst.
You don't
Wow.
It was just
believe that. You're not getting invited.
training. It was training montage.
That's amazing.
The movie.
That is
great.
why it was the best because it had a
So good.
montage
Yeah,
in
the
a
greatest
montage.
soundtrack.
The
When
montage after a montage
Listen,
inside of a montage.
Okay.
Dan, repeat
So-
that. Dan, repeat that.
Bring it back. Here we go. Here.
Rocky 4 was. I think Rocky 4 was probably the worst.
Rocky
but
what?
The best.
Whoa.
Rocky 4 was the worst.
Whoa.
Worst.
Manny almost
Whoa.
had a heart attack.
I think Rocky 4 was probably the worst. I think Rocky 4 was probably the worst. The worst.
Wait.
Rocky 4 was the worst. It's coming right out of your mouth.
And then after that, Steve then ranked the Rockies basically in chronological order from best to
Because
best to
they
worst. 1,
got-
2, 3, 4, 6, 5, if I believe.
No, I didn't.
5, 6.
I didn't include 6.
He didn't include
Oh, that's right. He just went 1 through 5.
Yes.
And that's why we're here today, for that blasphemous comment of Rocky 4 is the worst.
Yeah, I listened to y'all's episodes. Okay. And I don't know if I'm convinced, but I'm willing to kind of battle this out.
You don't know if you're convinced that Rocky
I'm
4.
convinced.
You still think Rocky 4 is the worst?
No, I don't think it's the worst anymore.
Okay.
I will give you that because I watched the movies. I binged them this week. And,
You binged all of them?
I binged
Tell
all
me
of
how
them.
exhausting it was.
It was exhausting. I don't know how you guys did it. I feel like you guys both need like.
I can't believe we're still doing an episode right
need
now.
like a warm
I know
hug.
exactly.
And Manny, you need a beer. I don't know if you know anybody who can help you out with that, but
Yeah.
I just want to say that like you
guys don't know I own a brewery.
God,
oh
here we
wait,
go.
you own a brewery? What's
Dan, insert plug here.
Yeah.
Shameless plugs.
And this is a perfect time to take a little bit of break from the show, from this test, from these tangents. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a plug, Dan, if you don't mind. I'm one of the owners of Lithology Brewing Company, located in Farmingdale, New York. We're a New York Farm Brewery. We're a Nano Brewery. Come down. We got 12 rotating tap handles going. Go to lithologybrewing.com for more information or follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Lithology Brewing. That's LITHOLGY Brewing. Thank you. Back to the show.
I think like looking back on your ranking and then thinking about your horrible comment that stopped that episode dead about Rocky 4 being the worst. I feel after all of these episodes that we did on Rocky that the only acceptable rankings in top two, if we're just talking about the first two, the only acceptable rankings for me are 1-4, 4-1, or 4 and this is gonna be a hot take. And Max from Buzz in the Tower, I have to say, I understand now. I think I understand. Or 4-3. I think those
4-3
are the most acceptable top two
But
rankings.
three-
I don't.
So you're not even putting 4 on the third.
Well,
You wouldn't
I
even
want,
put 4 on the
we'll get back to 4. I want to talk about 3 before 1 and 2. What is that logic? I mean,
I understand that logic.
It-
Listen, I'm getting it. Listen. First of all, Steve, your takes were pretty bad, and I'm like, well, in my
Terrible.
opinion, and they were hot takes, and I was like, I can't believe 1, 2. That's how he ranks them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
They
6.
just got
didn't even see
progressively
6,
worse.
right?
Look,
No, but hold on. Pause on your response here. I thought you were bad, and then we got some of these, and we're gonna get to some of the people who commented on our posts.
yeah, you can
with
see
their
the logic
rankings,
in mind.
and the
after a
rankings
couple of these
are all over the place and insane. And like sometimes,
Yes.
some of them came with explanations, and I kind of understood them, but like people, somebody put Rocky 4 last and
There's-
kept it there
there's
and
a ranking.
defined it.
There's a ranking here that I'm looking at right now, and I'm just like, how is this possible?
All right,
How
so
is it
Steve,
possible?
Which one? The 6,
Steve.
2, 4?
Steve, hold on. We're going to look at those rankings, but we want to hear you, Steve. Like, you've listened to our episodes. You've gone through all of the marathon that Dan and I put everybody through and ourselves. And you got to binge watch them recently. So, like, you obviously, they're fresh in your head.
Yes.
Okay.
While I was
So
watching them, I was realizing that this moment was going to come. This moment right here. Okay.
Right here.
Right here. And I was thinking about, how am I watching this movie right now? Am I watching this as a viewer from the time at which this movie was released? Am I watching this as me now? Am I watching this as someone who's going to talk about it later? Or am I just watching it? So
What the fuck are you talking about? You're watching
I understand
it as you're
why. I understand what he means.
understand what I'm talking
but,
about, yeah.
but I understand what he means. But we're not putting it to. We see this ranking one is different than our normal shows because we normally put things to the test. So you would have been watching it as whether or not it was good now.
Yeah.
And that's putting it to the test. But we're asking you for your rankings. So the rankings have to be.
There's different ways I want to rank this stuff, man.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
And I get it. We've got crazy explanations. And
I got
people-
crazy. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Rocky 4. Let me talk about.
Yeah,
let's
you're
talk about
the redemption.
Let's talk about
right
the
here.
big one right here.
You
Yeah, let's just talk about that.
commented.
I think Rocky 4 was probably the worst.
that Rocky 4 was the worst.
Horrible. I can't believe
This is why you're here.
I do
Forget
wanna-
about your rankings. I didn't even care what you said. When you said Rocky 4, my mind went numb. It went
Exploded.
blank.
And that's
all I wanted to do is get in the car, angry shift, and just go through montage.
And that's why I said it again and again, because I got that reaction from the both of you, and it was fantastic.
And Billy.
Every second of it.
Billy lost his brain.
Yes. I said Rocky 4 was the worst, and you guys all shit yourselves, and it was great. And so then I said it again because I had to.
So you doubled down on it,
Yeah.
and you're true. I mean, the thing. Okay, when we did the Rocky 4 episode with Buzz in the Tower, and we told them that what you said about Rocky 4,
I heard the
they
episode.
couldn't even understand.
Yeah.
they were like, "How is that possible?
No.
How is that possible?" Like,
They were, especially them. They're like an '80s podcast. So they're like, "Wait, you talk down the '80s Rocky."
I want to know. Go for it. I want to go for
Go
it.
for it! Oh my God, he said it. He said
Go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
I have to go get her wipe. Go for
wanna
it!
know
I thought we
how-
were gonna get through without talking about go for it. And
Go for it was in.
I thought
was
we were
in-
gonna get. Yeah.
Gazzo says go for it in 1 and 2 in the.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So that's where it came from, and he said it, and then Rocky says it for the first time in 3 to
Gazzo says it.
Clubber. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's about to knock out Apollo, he's like, "Go for it, Rock!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
the first time Rocky says it is in 3, right before the fight with Clubber starts. He says, "Go for it," right at the beginning.
That's brisk, baby.
Hey.
Hey. Remember that commercial?
Oh shit. Okay, so here we go.
All right, thanks for that fact, Steve.
I'm
We
jumping
don't
all over
care.
the place.
Now let's get to your
wanna
reasoning.
Yeah,
say
let's talk about Rocky 4. We're
wanna
not
talk
even
about-
going to talk about your ranking. I want to hear Rocky
No, I
4
wanna talk about 4.
explanation.
Let's talk about 4 right now. Rocky 4 was the first Rocky movie I had ever seen as a kid, and I loved it. And I think it's a great movie for the cheesy 80s, over the top. Oh, I said the magic word to Manny.
Damn it.
Yes.
Damn it. Damn it. No!
The cheesiness, the music video, it like what they say. What were the facts drop? Like the back end of that movie is like 90% montage or some shit like-
51% or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've already established my math is off. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, like I remember a few years ago, I was out at a bar and it was on, and I was losing my shit over the training montages, him climbing up the mountain and everything. I do love the movie. I think it's a great movie. If you think about like, would I put it on today? Yes, I would put it on today.
All right.
But
Okay.
do I think it's a good movie? For like in terms of being a movie, like a film? No, it's fucking horrible.
Dude, we said that
I know.
in the episode.
So how
We know it's a terrible, great movie.
it's great because it's so bad.
It's great because it's so 80s.
Yeah.
And out of all the Rockies, like,
So
I'm putting Rocky 4.
So here we go. Okay, so if I can change, and you can change, everybody can change. Okay,
No!
let's end this Cold War.
Bro hugs. Steve, I love it. But all right, so now
No, I'm putting it.
that was fantastic. But now where are you ranking it?
So
So this is it. Okay, great. You redeemed that. You liked it. You thought it was entertaining. But now I want to know where you're putting it.
all right, I'm going.
So here it is. This is it. I want to know your ranking right here, right now. And like, I don't care if you're looking at it as like, I'm going to rank them as films. I'm going to rank them as entertainment. I'm going to rank them as most watched. Whatever the freak it is. I don't say, why are we saying freak? I curse on this podcast. Wherever the fuck it is, just tell us the ranking. And I want to know where 4 is. That's what Dan's
All right.
waiting for.
I'm giving you guys. Here it is. 1, 4,
There we go.
6.
Whoa!
No! No!
2, 3, 5.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Putting 3 all the way at second to last.
I liked
146.
I liked 2.
146.
146.
Steve comes out with a 146. He went from a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to a 146, 2,
So
3, 5.
There's
Wow.
only one other 146 on our list.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 146.
This is why, Dan, and this is why, because I was going off of this metric. Would I watch? Would I put it on? Would I just put it on? And I would put it on in that order. Yeah,
You would.
I would go 1.
So you would watch 1 before 4.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no. How about? Okay, no. Here's my. well,
See, ranking is tough.
No.
When you got to put
it
this
is
in
tough.
stone,
It is
you're
tough.
like shit.
Here's my here's how I came to that. Okay, so I looked at 1 and I looked at 4 and what I liked about each, right? So Rocky movies have the story, you know, and they also have the action. Rocky 1 is like all story. Rocky 4 is all action. It's the best of, it's like the two extremes, right? So it's like, which one do I prefer? I prefer the more film story one. I prefer Rocky 1 over the action, you know, greasy cheeseburger of Rocky 4. So that's why I go 1. Like, if I was just like, I want to put on just something, you know, to like geek out to, because don't get me wrong, I'm sitting here in my living room just like, fuck yeah, you know, air punching and like just to pretty much all of them, but especially Rocky 4.
Steve, remember the video game you played at my house?
Oh my God,
What?
the Rocky game
The Rocky game? You don't remember that?
on GameCube.
You spent hours at my house on playing GameCube Rocky.
Holy nostalgia. Was it like a boxing?
Oh, man. Yeah.
No, it was a shooting
No,
game.
it was
Of course
Rocky
it was a
walking
boxing
through
game.
the
What are you
street.
talking
It was
about?
Rocky walking through the street collecting money
collecting.
for
He was collecting.
Gonzo. and he was cleaning up meat scraps
Well,
at the.
it was
at
on-
the thing.
it was
all his
it
side
was
jobs,
actually
all
just
his
like-
side jobs.
Yeah, it was basically like Grand Theft Auto, but Rocky walking
Well,
and doing my
on
jobs.
GameCube.
Yeah,
It was on
you have to.
GameCube, so
You have
It was on
to
GameCube.
press. You have to press the button, a certain combination of buttons for him to get through the commercial, like copy.
I don't remember.
Like,
Oh, wait,
God,
wait,
it
wait.
said Smeal again.
Smeals like a man. Smeals.
Smeals mainly.
Smeal mainly. Was it like
I don't smell like a man.
the old Mike Tyson Punch Out Nintendo like type where it was almost like a first person, or was it like the two guys coming at each other?
That's a great question. I don't remember that part. I do.
Well, here's the
remember-
answer. It was
Remember.
GameCube, so no one cares anymore because it's irrelevant.
But I
That
guess I
doesn't
played.
pass
I guess
the
I
nostalgia
cared about it
test.
a lot at the time.
At the time, you cared about any video game I had downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing
No, I-
Metroid a lot.
Oh, Metroid.
Now you need to tell me why and how 6 comes so far ahead of 3, because that I think I'm now
Because-
newly baffled
because
with that.
Because it's the conclusion, it's the wrap up. Okay, that's the one that's the last one I saw today after my little marathon, and it's not a very good movie. The acting is very bad. The acting is very bad. The story, there is no story. What the fuck is the story there? Like, yeah,
It's a
Well, it's trying to be a
comeback
father
I might
son
want a
comeback.
box again, and then all of a sudden, hey man, this guy's coming. You see that video game? You see that? Like the whole story was based on like a cartoon, like a
The GameCube
computer
game.
animation. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the GameCube.
it was the
game.
GameCube game.
It looked like those graphics. You're right. Tim.
Like I didn't buy the fact that he had this rage about like Adrian dying, and like I don't know, it was just so like thin and weak. But it was the wrap up. It was our fucking hero, like going out on top, like the last scene when they're all cheering his name and everything. And also, it has the best Rocky speeches, I think, of all of them.
Oh man, best like meme speech of all time.
For sure.
Mhm.
So that's why I put it before 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 are great. I was wrestling with this. I wanted to go 1, 2, 4 because I love how 1 and 2 work together. It's almost like one long film.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
no
I-
one
Definitely.
watches. Who's watching 2?
exactly.
No, I
But
have
again,
some. I have a person who loves 2, who put 2 first.
Yeah. That's where
I have a
where,
ranking. I have a ranking of 2, 3. No.
What?
That's insane.
Yeah, 2, 3.
We're
And
not
some
making shirts
people-
for any of these people.
3-2. And I was like, what? He's like, well, because you don't have to watch 2. I mean, you don't have to watch 1 because you could just see it in 2, and then he wins. I'm like, yeah, but you don't care about Rocky
But 2
winning
is-
until you see Rocky 1. So Rocky 2 can't stand alone. Period.
2 is boring as hell.
Boring.
It's so boring.
No,
It's
no,
just like,
no.
Oh, I get to watch
2
him make bad financial decisions for about an hour. Then Adrian's in a coma. Then they finally fight. It's just like I don't
So,
want to watch this.
I agree, Dan. At the beginning of that, I was like, I was like feeling like anxiety just watching him just. Oh, this is a good jacket. Yeah, I like tigers. Hey, do you know how to drive, Rock? Yeah, I drive bulldozers. You know, he's like just being an idiot. I was literally like, oh my God, Rocky, please stop. You can't read, Rock.
You're gonna get so smart in Rocky 3.
And then he gets
So smart.
Wait, what was it, Rocky?
So what happens when you get money?
So that was the. I think I wrote that down. He's like,
Give it to Paul. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, go ahead.
he was all like prim and proper and like toned as fuck. He was all skinny. I wrote a note that
3,
he
yeah.
looked like I thought he looked like Seinfeld, actually, like early 90s Seinfeld. He's like got that like long thin face with like a poofy like
That was one of your notes.
that was in my note. Yeah.
Amazing.
He looked like Seinfeld. But what I was gonna say about 2 is I really like 2 because Mickey shines in 2. Character Mickey, that's his best movie, is 2. More than 3. 100%.
Interesting.
Definitely more than 3, but
More than 2
I
because
loved him in 3. 2 is the one where he does the greasy fast speed, right?
yeah.
Is,
He's got him
he
chasing
is
the
that the
chicken.
one where he's eating something
He's always
like the
eating.
grapefruit, and he's like it's spitting everywhere, and he's
Yeah.
in front of the video thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That was an awesome
Mickey is
speech.
in on Rocky in 2. In number 1, he's like, "Get out of here, pal!" And so but again, what I liked about 1 is the arc of like it being a film, and like you see the characters change and stuff. So that was that. But in 2, he's just fucking all in, and he's like, "I say we knock his block off." You know, he just shows up in the middle of the night. He's like, "Let's go fucking train and kill Apollo," and it's like. Dude, the best part was when at the end of the montage or whatever, when Rocky's hitting the speed bag and you just hear Mickey in the background going, "Speed, speed, speed."
It always reminded me like of him being Penguin in the Batman series.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I just like was waiting for the cigar to come up, the little cigarette. Like,
I think one of my favorite parts about Mickey in part 2 was when Rocky was trying to punch with the other arm, and he's like, "Come on, Mick, I want to use the other arm." He's like, "You use it, I'll chop it off." I mean, I think I get what you're saying. Mickey definitely shines in 2, but there's so much, like 2 could have been 45 minutes shorter or something.
Yeah.
Because it was just horrifying. I don't know. Like, I don't like 2. To me, 2 is right before 5 now. It's just like,
Oh, wow.
some people would definitely argue that because it is a continuation of 1, so why not put it right after 1? And
Yeah,
it was a
that
good
was-
film.
that was
like
what
it
I was
was
thinking.
done well.
Sure.
But like if you're talking about it, Dan, the way you and kind of Steve, the way you're saying like how you want to watch this. 2 doesn't come to mind. You're just like, I watched 1, I'm okay, and I know that he wins in 2, so I don't need to see it.
Right.
there's a lot of fast forwarding that happens.
You know,
in
like
2.
you're just like, all right, and I don't need to see him like read poems and then, you know.
I hate that. When he said, I hate that scene. I know everyone can go back and listen to the Rocky 2 episode and stuff. But
skate, and it was our first date. Or something.
I hate that part. Mickey's sitting there like, we are going to lose this
I know,
fight.
he's like, why aren't we training?
No, you haven't showered in what could either be a month
Yeah.
or it could be 3 days. I mean, and they're in that thing and he's just like sitting there. I mean, and then he goes and trains. Like, it's like, what? In 1 day? And it's like, we'll go. And then his other trainer's punching him in the stomach. Like, Rocky 2 does have a great training montage and everything.
Big training montage.
But if I'm going to watch them and I'm like, all right, from best to worst, what am I watching? 2, man, it's going down there. And I don't know. There might be an alternate universe where I could even put 5 before 2.
Ooh.
But I don't I don't know. 5 is really bad.
5 was so bad. Like I was like, again, I tried to watch it today and I had to turn it off after like 15, 20 minutes, partially because of
That's
time,
where
because
you shut it
I wanted to get Balboa in time for this, but partially because I was like, just I just couldn't. I just couldn't watch it. It was so bad.
Yeah,
So bad.
but
It's a bad
so
movie.
can you? So what about 3? Like, how come you have 3 so far down?
Because to me, like the first 3, okay, are I kind of all lumped together. Because you said on one of the other episodes that there was supposed to be a trilogy, and I like that idea. I think the first 3 work really well together, and then 4 is just like whatever. We've got all this money. So I think 3 is just gonna naturally come after 2, because there's nothing really like develops there story wise. Like, yeah, Rocky's the champ. He's like, oh, I'm a paper champ. You know, blah blah blah. And then Mickey dies. Mickey dies. That's the big thing. But like, he's old, so that's not that huge of a deal. I don't know. Nothing of.
Steve has no care
the
for
best
Mickey.
death scene.
The best that you're just like, yeah, he's old, so that's just not that.
I mean, it
huge
was
of a
sad.
deal.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I was choking up like when he was screaming in the locker room. But I don't know. I felt it
I
moved.
thought it was great
I
the
felt
way
it
he
moved
lied to
really
him.
quick. It felt it moved like really quick, and like I don't know. He got his redemption back at the end, but it was just like, again, I kind of
You
lumped
ain't
that.
so bad.
I lumped
You
that
ain't
with
so
the
bad.
first 3, and it's gonna have to follow 2 because I think that 1 and 2 are better.
So if you're because you're basing this on what you would watch. So you're telling me I'm making you watch one of 2 or 3. You're choosing 2.
Yeah,
No.
You're nuts.
I'm gonna have to go with that.
You're
I'm
crazy.
gonna have to go with that.
You're nuts. I
You're
totally
crazy.
disagree.
You're crazy.
Totally
All right,
disagree.
all right,
You wouldn't.
okay.
You wouldn't because the montages are better in 3.
Yeah.
Eye of the Tiger, the
Yeah.
bro hug.
Bro hugs.
He gets so much better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad you missed Mickey, but like, come on, you're not watching 2. You're fast forwarding through the whole beginning of 2. Then
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And Duke finally
it's
gets a name.
cringeworthy.
Okay.
Duke finally gets a name. You can't.
Wait, doesn't he only get a name in
3.
6?
3.
3.
No, in 3.
They called him Tony. They called him his first name in 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and then in 3 he finally gets a character name.
Oh, I
Duke.
don't remember that. Oh yeah, why was he at that old gym? Didn't he like get rich with Apollo? Like, why was he back at that fucking shitty?
What are you
gym?
talking about? Look. I
Oh,
don't
at
think-
in
no,
Rocky
no.
Balboa.
No, in Rocky in 3 when they go to L.A.
That's where.
Oh,
Apollo
he
started.
probably told him to go there and meet him there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it made
that's where it started.
it seemed to me like he was just there.
And then he looked destitute in 6.
Yeah.
Yo, when he cracked his neck in 6.
Oh yeah.
Still shook by that.
That was
actor-
the best. That was the best when he's
Tony
just like,
Burton. Tony Burton is one of the greatest characters in the entire franchise. I mean, unbelievable.
He's great.
Shirt totally unbuttoned in Rocky 1 or Rocky 2, just sitting there. It's like just ridiculous. I mean, so let's just go over your ranking one more time, Steve. So it's 1,
4,
4,
6,
6.
2, 3, 5. I maybe you might guys maybe convince me to do 3, 2, 5, but I think I'm gonna stick with 2, 3, 5.
that's it. We're putting it in stone.
1, 4, 6.
Let's stone it. Let's stone it up.
1, 4, 6, 2, 3, 5. Steve.
I will say this: it's definitely so. Manny, now with Steve in the room, let's like sit here and go. Has Steve redeemed himself? Do you think?
Oh,
from
do I pass the nostalgia test? He couldn't meet it at the test.
He might be invited to another episode. I think he definitely redeems himself a little bit, but it didn't go up too much because he puts 2 before 3.
I'm really confused by that.
But I'm confused about that.
I think I'm confused by the 1, 4, 6.
No,
I'm not. I understand where Steve is coming from, even though he totally shit on 6, in my opinion, because you basically
6
said
is
it has
great.
no story, it was bad acting and all that
I
stuff.
thought 6 was great. I would rather watch 6 than 2. Any day of the week.
You
And-
hate
Yeah.
2. We've established that you would almost rather watch 5 than 2.
The only reason I'm watching 2 is
You
if
actually
it's-
hate 2. Like, you need to put 2 last.
I might
Dan.
do that, but
you
I don't know,
actually,
because-
your today's ranking must end with you saying 2 at the end.
I don't know because still when I watch,
You're just
5,
afraid
I'm
that
just
Buzz in the
I
Tower
was
will
just
hate
like-
you if you put 5 before 2.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't really care because it's 90s and they're just 80s, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's Rocky IV.
Oh, and they did call me out. I am an American, guys. Okay.
Yo,
I do love
that's
this
not even
country,
a crazy hot
and
take. Like Steve's take wasn't that hot after I read some of the people that we like ranked. There was a person who like went deep against 4.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, that I think Steve redeemed himself. I think a 1, 4, 6, 2, 3, 5 is still confusing, but I think you got the first 3 right. At least
but you said an acceptable ranking. No, look, in your opinion, the first 2 should have a 4.
Again,
Again,
I was going to go 1, 2, 4 because 1 and 2, I think, work together as like one great film.
But they're not together. Stop talking about it being together.
So
you will never sit there and watch both of them.
I had to switch it up. I had to change it up. Do I agree that the beginning of Rocky 2 can be fast forwarded through? Yes, I do. But
the whole coma scene.
Mickey is fucking badass. The training is badass. The chicken, like everything.
Greasy's fat. Like, we tried chickens.
He's sitting in the bed and Apollo's calling him out. And he's like eating his soup.
Bed. I think that's just a chair. I don't know what that is. Like, I feel like he just lives in a closet.
It's just
a chair and a TV.
Like 3, they're all rich and they look great. Like him and Adrian look amazing.
But they look better in 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, stop it.
Stop it.
You stop it right there.
Well, there's this scene. There's a scene.
We'll cut you out of the rest of this podcast.
There's a scene in 3.
Best dressed.
There's a scene in 3 when they're in LA and Adrian is by the sink, washing her hair, and she turns around. She is drop dead gorgeous in that scene.
Yeah.
I have to go get her wipe.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. I'm gonna go back and check out that scene, but I'm just talking about like Rocky's clothing. I'm not even thinking about like Adrian's clothing in Rocky 4. I'm
talking about clothing
or the clothing
and
style that Rocky had in Rocky 4 was phenomenal.
Yeah, everyone. The best dress is Rocky 4. I need that sweatsuit immediately from Rocky 4.
You're still calling the worst things the best things, is what you're doing.
Wow. You wouldn't. Oh, my God.
You're telling me you wouldn't rock an Adidas Italian flag?
I 100% would. You know, it's the
you know what I want?
In Russia, the hat, everything.
I want the Hugo Boss
bracelet.
I want the Hugo Boss sweatshirts.
Yes.
I want the snake watch.
That snake watch.
You don't look like a snake. Don't worry. I won't bite you.
I need that gi that he wore to bed.
Oh my God, the Bruce Lee gi? Yeah.
Him and Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse both have gis. I don't know why.
All right, so let's talk about this.
So did he redeem himself, Manny?
I say yes.
Okay. I'll say, Steve, you definitely redeemed yourself from that.
Yeah, I'm like not totally mad at that where he's putting 3, but I'm glad he redeemed himself by getting 4 out of like the worst movie ever.
That was blasphemy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, I want to reiterate the fact that after I said that, your reaction is what made me double down on it. So,
well, whatever. It got you to come back on the show.
Yeah, don't make excuses.
I mean, the whole thing was a ploy to come back on my favorite podcast.
So, guys, if you like Nostalgia Test podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and like.
Follow us on all social media outlets that you can find us and where you can get podcasts: Podbean, Spotify, Apple. I'm glad you listened to all of that. You were in the marathon with us. Wow.
I was, man.
All right.
I was.
All right.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second, guys.
Why?
We have a special guest in the waiting room.
There's a special guest?
There's someone, yeah.
You invited someone else?
Let's see.
No, you didn't.
Here we go.
Who's here? Who's here? Oh shit! Oh!
The boys from Buzz.
The boys are here!
Hello!
Buzz in the tower are here!
Steve! Bring me the Steve now!
Here I am. Here I am.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Guys, the boys from the Mo and Max are here from Buzz in the Tower.
They just came out of doing a live with 80s Happy Hour. Guys, so glad you could stop by for a few minutes. Steve
we
just
have to
was
come off the top rope.
Yeah,
come on.
We're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. Let's forget, but let's dispense the pleasantries. We don't need a plug.
No.
Let's just go right at it. I want to know that Steve is a real person. I thought he was made up.
He's real.
I couldn't believe it.
And we're not going to tell you what his new ranking is, but we will say that he did kind of redeem himself. But,
sort of.
You guys didn't hear any of that, did you? You just
No.
Walk us through it. Well, now I'm still going to be upset. No, let's be upset first.
I do feel still upset.
Do it.
Redemption.
So tell
if
us.
you can change, then we can change. We all can change.
Steve said that exact speech right before he brought.
Oh, you're kidding! That's amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we had them on, we were talking about your rating, Steve, and it was just if you could go back and listen to the episode, they were just blown away by your rankings.
I remember.
But
I was called out for being not a patriot and not even a real person.
Oh my God!
So break down. What's your beef with Rocky IV? Have they already gone through it?
Let me rephrase the question. Why do you hate America?
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, Steve. Give them
Steve,
the
give him the thing that you
summary
kind of
of
what
it,
you
yeah.
said to
Oh,
us. Yeah.
all right, where was I? Okay. What do I mean?
Make it original.
How do I start? So my beef with Rocky IV is that I liked 1 first. Okay, I liked the fact that it was a film. There's like character arc. I liked that it was slow. I liked it was of the time, and it was just a really beautiful film. And so that's always going to be number 1 to me.
We're with you so far. Fair, totally fair.
Now, and that represents the side of Rocky movies that is like storytelling, right? On the opposite, the flip coin of that, we have Rocky
I don't
IV.
like where this is going.
We have Rocky IV, which is all action and all just, like I said, greasy hamburger type thing. So that's why my initial rating was so low, because I didn't think of it as a good actual film, actual movie. However, is it enjoyable as shit to watch? Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Do I remember watching that as a kid and loving it? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So now,
I was like,
was I
date your mom? Like,
climbing up snow hills and shouting Drago at the top of my lungs? Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Do I think Rocky solved the Cold War? Yes, I do. So, okay, I'm changing the order now. I can change.
Which, by the way, was 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was 1, 2, 3,
5,
4,
6.
5, 6.
Oh my God.
6. Because I just felt they got
So
worse
backwards.
over time. I'm going back. I'm doing a 1, 4, 6, 2, 3, 5.
Oh, 4 made it to the
Yeah,
2.
there
All
we go,
right,
yeah.
all right, all right.
So this is why, because there's 2 things we love about a Rocky movie: it's storytelling and the action. Number 1 represents the best storytelling. Number 4 represents the best action. So they got to go
I
back.
can give you
Thunder
that.
Lips, pretty good.
So
But
I
you
gotta tell you
put
guys,
3 before 5.
I gotta tell you guys a great story. You'll love this. So our next podcast, which comes out Tuesday, is about our most satisfying villain deaths. So on 80s Happy Hour, we did our Buzz in the Tower fan spotlight live, and then the people that were commenting in the room were giving their answers. Somebody put Rocky 3, which was referring to a Mick tie.
When Mick died?
It took everything in the 2 of us to hold it together. We were dying. I was laughing so hard. It was so absurd and horrible and clever. It was just unbelievable.
That's awesome. I would have just cracked up the whole time. Wow.
Oh, we
Yeah,
lost it. We lost it pretty hard.
yeah. So we go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say we unfortunately have to eat and run because we've been at it for a bit. But I wanted to let Steve know that it really makes us happy to know that bullying is still something that works nowadays. Like we bully a lot. I bully Max all the time. I'm always telling him I'm doing it to toughen you up, so that if someone decides to say that Rocky IV is worse than Rocky V, that we can step in and bully them together. And I feel like it worked. And we're so happy to see that you're enlightened now and you're there.
You know what? I gotta say, I'm
good.
happy I'm here. I'm happy to be here. Happy to have been invited back to state my case and maybe redeem myself a little bit. But
Yeah.
you know,
Just before you guys go, we need your final Rocky ratings so it could be set in stone or ink.
Ask you first. I'm not prepared to give that final ranking.
4, 3, 1, 2.
You went 4 first. That's so cocky. Jesus.
6, 5.
Was it what? 4, 3?
no,
3,
yeah, yeah,
1,
yeah.
2.
4-3-1.
2-6-5.
Yeah, that's
exactly from the last
I'm looking at
episode.
the list.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a T-shirt made.
All
Like
right.
you said, it's gonna be a deep cut.
So for me, 6'5" is a given. Like there's no argument. It's 6'5".
Steve at 5'6".
no. I had 1-4-6.
Oh, okay. That's strange.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
That's
Dude,
also-
we have
that's
so
a-
many worse like rankings. You guys will hear it when we
Here's
when
why.
we
Here's
post it.
why.
I'm gonna go.
I don't think 6 is a very good movie. I think the acting's bad. I think the storyline's bad. I think that Stallone. I think Rocky has some of the best speeches in all the movies. That's the one thing I love about it. And I just love that it's the wrap up. I love that it's the end of Rocky. I mean, I didn't watch the Creed movies, but it's the end of Rocky.
Oh, come on! What's the Creed?
It's the end of
You just
Rocky.
lost it, Steve. You should have just let them go because now you just lost it. You still
Guys,
No.
It's a
You
wrap
put
up.
Four in the second spot. He's good. He's good. We're not gonna beat you up. The bullying stops now. Right?
Mo? First of all, Max, I have to say, I think that's close to even exactly mine right now. Your rankings.
Great minds
So
think alike, man.
we're here.
I'm going 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5.
Whoa, that's different than what.
1-2. No. 1, 2, 4,
Wow.
3.
Why? So
5.
okay.
well, wait.
What-
1,
what did
2,
that
3.
change?
Wow.
1,
That
2,
changed
4.
1, 2, 4. He always keeps
2,
4
4
at least in the top.
I did change.
Okay.
I did.
So I was
Why
gonna
did they change it up?
Well, hold on. Steve's got something to say.
I was gonna go 1-2-4. I was gonna go 1-2-4.
Wow.
So let me just to give you a little bit of the reason behind that. Like,
Please.
I as two different things. As standalone films, I probably would do it a little bit differently. But 1 and 2, it's very rare that you get this like satisfying feeling from a sequel. Sequels either, the awfulness of sequels. They typically are terrible. And 1 and 2, they just it perfectly, everything about 1 that I loved and was great. The little piece that I was like, man, I'd love to see him win, and then to get into 2 and have him win, and for her to be in the coma, and she comes out of the coma and just says, "Win."
Yeah.
And then Mick's
That's a
just
great
like,
scene.
"Oh, what are we sitting around here for?" Like, you
Cut is better.
Me and Dan say that it's just basically one movie together, and there was an intermission that you had to go. Max had to go to the bathroom,
yes.
and it was time to watch too.
So that's why for me, I go 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5.
A 5-hour movie with 3 fights rather than a 90-minute movie with 7 fights.
There you go.
wow, guys,
Great
thank
choice.
you so much for stopping by. That's amazing.
No, thank you guys.
Appreciate
Seriously,
it.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you
Thanks
soon.
for being a good sport,
Hey,
Steve. We don't think you're a communist.
I
Your hair
appreciate
looks
that.
greasy, but it looks good too.
Well, the
I like it.
FBI appreciates that too.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
See you soon.
See-
All right, that was fun. All
Wow,
right,
Mo's whole new ranking. Like
Yeah,
Mo-
that's
Mo-
not what he said on the other one. He said
no,
No.
he went a 1, 4,
3.
3, 2, 6, 5. Now he's 1, 2, 4. He said.
yeah, 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5 was Mo.
Wow. Interesting. Well, Manny, wow, that was fun. That was hilarious. The guys, Buzz in the Tower. Everyone, if you haven't checked their podcast out, check out Buzz in the Tower. They're out
Yeah, they
there.
didn't really want us to plug it, but we're plugging it. They gave us a gift certificate to the 80s tees.
Yeah.
They gave us a huge spotlight.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesung. These guys are great. If you love 80s,
Yeah.
go check them
So-
out. Bro hugs.
Guys, let's get through some of these other rankings now. I think Manny, Steve, I think we have to look at some of these because I am bewildered and just freaked out by some of these. I think we start. I mean, I sent you an email. Some of them. I have a couple on my phone, but I think we start just from the top. I mean, and
Yeah,
then we
go ahead,
start
Dan. You
moving.
read
So-
them out. We'll do quick comments. We don't want
Yeah.
to spend too long with this because some
No.
of them are almost mind-blowingly
Yeah, insane.
insane.
So the first one is from Gomez from the Playlist Wars podcast. Check out Playlist Wars, really awesome podcast. We did the Billy Joel episode with them, so you can check that episode out as well. But Gomez from that episode put the order at Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5.
"Oh, that's similar to my original one.
yeah,
We just
Yeah.
swapped 6 and 5."
yeah.
Yeah, he loves chronology, I guess. When I said to him, I go, it has to be in chronological order, and I guess that was like a reasoning, but I just don't. Go ahead, man. Manny.
No, You know what? I just don't understand anything that can't put 4 between 1 and 3. So like, I know how bad 4 is. You don't need to explain to me that 4 is bad. It's not. It's entertainment. You know, like that's it. So we're not. You know,
If I'm going to a desert island, I'm not taking anything but
4.
Right.
Four's
Even though
coming.
I still
I would
rank
take
1
1.
before 4 in my ranking.
No, I
I'm
wouldn't
taking
take 1.
4 with me.
I would take 4. You know why? Because 4 has so many montages that you basically get reminded about 2 and 3
Okay,
and 1 in it.
that's a fair
so then
point.
you could just watch it as a nostalgic movie because it's like,
right.
oh my God. Oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened, and this happened.
Yeah, and if I need to survive on a desert island, I want Rocky 4 because I need some sort of like victory.
Yes.
When Rocky want to just watch 2 guys beat the garbage out of
No,
themselves.
Rocky
and nothing.
did win in Rocky 1.
He did.
Don't
He beat
understand
Apollo
it.
in the first round.
No,
But he didn't because he was
He knocked
too
him
he
down.
didn't win the
He
fight.
knocked him down.
He won the movie, yo. This is why that's such a great
Who
film.
wins a movie?
Well, that's because
Why
he
is it
because he
great
got
film?
Adrian at
It's
the end.
Adrian. The whole Rocky. the
Yeah, it's a
whole
love
Rocky
story.
thing is Rocky
Yeah.
and Adrian. Rocky and Adrian.
That's great.
He gets.
So when I'm on a
Adrian.
desert island by myself, that's what I want to see, a love story being like, great, I never see
No,
a
because
human
he
being
comes.
ever
No,
again.
because he grows. It's a coming. That is a coming of age story, my friends. He's in his like 30s and he's coming of age. He's a wash up, but he's got like this ego, but he's also so insecure and he loves this girl and he doesn't know how to act, so he acts like a tough guy, but he's like really got nothing, and he gets this shot and he gets this lucky shot and like he doesn't want to do, scared, he's terrified of doing it, and he grows through like help from Mickey and everything, and he just grows and he ends up winning. He loses the fight, but it doesn't matter. The fight is inconsequential. The story is about Rocky and his growth and him and Adrian coming together. It ends with them.
This is a deep cut with.
It ends with them telling
Steve.
each other that they love each other, and the music swells. And the last thing you hear before that is Apollo Creed winning, but the music's swelling. It's on Rocky and Adrian hugging, embracing, they're crying.
Where's your hat?
They love each other. He wins. That's why it's such a good movie.
Where's your hat? All right. No. All right. So I get it. I kind of get his rankings. If you're ranking it on like quality of movie and quality of film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how I do my rankings, so I disagree with the 1, 2, 3. Done. Move on.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
You
look,
got to
I
have
love
4.
love
It
the
could have
guys
been
there.
1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4.
Yeah,
4, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care.
we're gonna.
Keep
I mean, I
4
love
in
the
the
guys
top
that
3.
playlist wars, but like a 1, 2, 3, 4, no. I can't agree with that. I can't. But I guess
No,
we'll
not
talk about it
agreeing
some
with
other
it.
day.
Get over it. Not agreeing.
So let's
with
go to at PlayCube Gamecast _ Gamecast. The ranking came in and it was 164,325. Now,
Ooh. That's okay. Okay. Huh.
Did you just say 1-6?
yeah,
1-6.
I said 164.
Was there an explanation given to this ranking?
No.
1-6 shouldn't exist.
I don't understand a 1-6. Like, you can't have the beginning and the end. Like, what are you doing?
I think that's where they were. I think that was the mentality there, just like the bookends, and then throw 4 in right after that because that's the silly one. You know, the
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
it's that
still,
silly.
dude,
Like,
6. Well, I can see why Steve agrees with this because he's got 6 in his top 3.
yeah. I've got 1.
you know, and I understand you have
This is
6 in
basically
the top-
this is like Steve's code, like 1-4-6,
Yeah.
1-6-4. At least it wasn't 6.
I wouldn't
1,
put 6
4.
4. No.
No, I'm putting like, and that's when I look at 6. I like 6. Actually, I enjoy watching 6, but it's not going to be in the top 2. It won't
No.
even be in the top 3. I
No.
think that's where where you got it wrong. But like,
I'm not going to the island with Steve.
no, because you're going to constantly be watching Rocky 1.
Yeah.
I know.
And we're gonna sit and we're gonna think about life and cry.
Now, these next 2 rankings are
Please
the
tell
most
me this is the-
perplexing. From at Test of Time Pod. Now
Yes.
we got 2 of them from that.
Yes.
And the first one,
Wow. Wow. Mo and Max should have been on for this because wow.
Well, Mo and Max, if you're hearing this episode, we need your feedback on this. But here, Test of Time Pod said the first one was 162,354.
No.
Now there was a reasoning.
Stop right there.
Okay, go. Go.
This person doesn't even deserve to give me a reasoning.
Wow.
Because you put 4 at the bottom.
Beef.
Damn.
Starting a podcast.
4?
Damn.
4. And you have 6 on 1 6 and you put 4 last?
First of all,
1 6
5
4.
5 before 4 is perplexing.
5 before
Yeah.
anything but last is.
Yeah, anything but last. I mean,
All right, what's the explanation?
Okay, so the explanation went, here's a short version of my reasoning. The plot of Rocky 4 is painfully simple. Drago kills Creed, Rocky gets revenge. There's no nuance, no growth, no evolution of the characters. Nothing. I would disagree. I think there's depth in Rocky 4. The good Rocky movies are about who these people are. The boxing is secondary. 4 is all
he's a
about
boxer.
I agree.
I'm a fighter.
I agree
I'm a
with this
fighter.
guy. I agree with this guy.
He hates that there's no dialogue and there are so many montages, which what's the big deal about montages?
Nothing wrong with montages in the 80s. Nothing.
People love the
This
USA.
didn't come
USA.
out.
Yeah.
This didn't come out in the 2000s. It came out in the 80s.
So this was from Alan, from one of the co-hosts from at Test of Time Pod. Now, just to
Sorry,
just
Alan,
to
can't agree
jump
with
to jump to his co-host James at Test of Time Pod, his ranking was 624,135. Now, even though 4 made
No! Wait. Wait. You said 6?
624,135.
Damn.
No!
I don't
6? I don't know what's worse. Putting 6 number 1 or 4 last? I guess 4 last.
He says that Rocky Balboa is his favorite. Rocky 1 is still great, but somehow Rocky Balboa felt like a better underdog story to him. He loves Rocky 2's unbelievable win and loved Adrian's
He doesn't
character.
even win an no. There's no love story in it. It's just about I don't know. I can't do it. I like 6, but I don't know. Can't put it
I'm
at
never
once.
I would never do that. Because 2, first of all, Max just had a good explanation. 1 and 2 together because it's like the same. It's like the one gigantic movie.
That's what I was saying. I was
but you
going
can't
to
have
1, 2, 4.
6-2.
No, you can't.
Listen, I had somebody
have
this
6
morning,
together.
this afternoon, tell me he was like, now I forget, but he put 2 first. He says he doesn't even have to watch 1.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't like 3 2s because you need to like 2. It needs to be close to 1, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then it needs to be much further away from 1 down the list because it's.
All right, Dan. What's the next ones, Dan?
So comments on that? Any more comments on that? Because look, at Test of Time Pod, check out their podcast. You know, awesome podcast.
It's a great podcast, but I just can't agree on these 2 rankings.
No.
Do we get anything else?
This is from Ratchet Book Club at Ratchet Book Club on Twitter. 341-265. Now the explanation was 3 was the first one they ever saw, and it was with my dad.
Okay.
Plus, Clubber Lang is and was and forever be the best. I wish they had done a better spin off of his life. I thought he was amazing. 4 had Drago and an amazing storyline, but 3 hits me in the chest just a bit more. So just to go over that one more time, at Ratchet Book Club, 341-265.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and I like her.
To be honest, I like the
reasoning
explanations.
I say her.
Yeah, I mean, especially nostalgic wise, you know, she watched with her father.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I'm not talking against that one.
I get that. I'm cool
Sorry.
with that. 341-265. Yeah,
341-265. Got it.
that's a good one.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it hits all.
That's an acceptable code. 341.
Yeah, I think it does because it hits all things. 4's in the top 2.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mess with like putting 2 or 6 before, you know, any of those other ones. But I think it was a good one. I think at Ratchet Book Club did a good job. Thank you. Then we have at Capes on the Couch 1, 4, 6, 3, 2, 5.
Ooh, that's close to mine.
That's right. Yeah. No explanation.
But still,
just
against,
straight up.
but still 3 before 2. I don't know if I can get behind that, man. I don't know. What is so much better about 3 that
Because 2 is just
doesn't have?
boring. Because 2 is
what
boring.
they're talking
They're
about.
almost the same fucking movie.
3
Because 2
starts
is like
out,
1.
Yeah,
That's
3
why.
starts out with 6 minutes with no dialogue and just straight up montage. It starts with a montage. And then it's Eye of the Tiger, and then it gets into it's Hulk Hogan.
It does.
And
It
then
is
you-
the first movie with Eye of the Tiger. That is true.
And then you have 3 fights in one film. Well, I thought that was
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the training. The training's different.
The training. I do like the training in 3. I do
Yeah.
like training in 3 a lot, actually. It's
And Adrian, I think, had the best speech in 3.
Best speech. Best Adrian movie.
Yeah, absolutely. The best Adrian movie, best
Yeah?
Adrian speech from all of
Oh,
them.
best
Yeah.
one. Even better than 5. She did pretty good in 5.
Yeah,
But
she definitely did well in 5.
your son! You're losing your son!
You're losing your son.
So
It's
here-
okay.
See,
So here's what we get to. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
I'm glad you guys are getting more comfortable with the 146 because it's a smart order.
I mean, it's pretty. It's not bad. Okay, so here's one that we need to talk about, and I feel bad talking about this one. But from our guest from Rocky One, Measuring the Score. Everyone check out Measuring the Score. Really awesome podcast. They hit us up with a ranking today because we didn't get to rank on their episode. So their ranking came in at.
Let me hear it. I know. They're not gonna be able to
Actually, it's not
explain
too
it, but
bad, but it's like-
I understand their ranking.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be basing it.
Music.
Their podcast is called Measuring the Score.
Right.
So
So their ranking was like 1, 2,
Yeah.
4, 3, 6, 5. Now I think that was close to what Mo just did
yes,
in his new ranking.
1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5 is exactly Mo's
Wow!
ranking.
Wow!
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Measuring the Score. There you go.
3, 6, 5.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5.
See,
And I could understand coming from Measuring the Score, like they're obviously, although they were entertained, I know they had said that 4 is not a score.
Yeah, so like
It's
that's
a
what I'm.
soundtrack, but they're just entertained by it.
Yeah.
But I get they're 1 and 2. I mean,
I did
of
want to
course
talk
they love
about
1 and
the
2.
scores too, because I mean, let's not like underscore, no pun intended.
That's gonna be more.
The like how amazing the Rocky theme is, the trumpets and
That's
everything. Like
amazing.
every time they
Amazing.
come in every movie, your heart rate elevates. You sit up out of your chair and your hands are in the air, man. You start going nuts. Like I don't care who you are. Like, and that's what I love about 1 and 2 and 3. Like the first 3, like it's just all score. It's all the theme.
Well, that's why I like 6 too. I think 6 goes back to that.
Yeah.
Bill Conti it does the music for 6, so you have that music again. But 4, I think by abandoning the score and coming and doing this unbelievable soundtrack, I think wins. I don't know. You like No Easy Way Out, Hearts on Fire, Training Montage, In the Burning Heart, Live in America with James Brown. Like that music is all just unbelievable. It just makes that movie like unreal, and every song just plays right to the end. Just like-
Are we doing any more?
Oh,
shout outs,
yeah,
or-
dude. Wait, I have one from my friend Tom Nolan there in who actually sent in one of his Billy Joel top 5 when we did the Billy Joel episode. He
Okay.
sent a Rocky ranking, and it was 1, 4, 6, 3, 2, 5.
Isn't that what we?
1, 4, 6, 3, 2, 5, just like Capes on the Couch. So I'm thinking there's a pattern finally with those outliers of their 1-6s and their
1,
6-2s
4, 6,
and-
3, 2, 5. So this is kind of like Steve's, close to Steve.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and I was saying
matches the recent one.
I was saying I'm
Yeah.
kind of like torn between the order of 3 and 2 and 2 and 3. Like I like 2 before 3, but I can see why people would put 3 before 2. I can see that, but I think I'm gonna stick with my 2, 3, 5 as my back 3.
Okay, so this is where it gets like when we had Rob on Rocky 2. Now there were 2 rankings from Rob from the Sanity is Overrated podcast. The first
What
one.
did he get? First one out. It was he didn't.
415-326.
No.
Then for some reason he then went 412-536.
No. Well, I remember in the show he did explain the 5. He remembers going to it, going to the movies.
Yeah.
There's like it being on all the time, so it was kind of like very nostalgic.
And
so I think
that too. And I think Dan, you mentioned it on the 5 episode where like I think 5 was the one that I've seen the most. I think maybe it was either 4 or 5, and I think 5 may have been the one that I've seen the most. So yeah, there's like a lot of nostalgia there, but
I just don't know why he hated 6 so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
And some people don't like it because of how like it was an exhibition and it was kind of like.
But I that 415, I don't think 5 can be before 3. Like in both rankings, he puts 5 before 3. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like
I just don't think you'll accept anything but 5 last.
Rocky 5 is like this weird, horrifying movie. And like, Steve, if you're saying there was no story in Rocky 4, Rocky 5 ignores all time, all everything. It doesn't even know.
Rocky 5 is a dream, man. It's a fever dream.
Yeah, it might be a fever dream.
He's still in Russia.
At the end of the movie, he should have been in that shower still, naked.
He's still in Russia. He actually dies there. He actually probably dies right there. He's just dead.
They should have faded out and it just faded, and they're like
on
putting a casket on a plane.
That's it.
Just zoomed in on his bare ass, and then just fade out as it slowly zoomed in, and that's the movie.
Just call it, and then still have Eye of the Tiger.
If they both die,
Eye of the Tiger's close.
Zooming in on his ass, Eye of the Tiger. So if they both died at the end of Rocky 4, Drago and Stallone, like Drago and Rocky, if they died in the ring at the end of Rocky 4, and then Rocky 5 is just a fade in on them two dead in the ring.
That's it.
That would have made more sense.
That's it. All right. So do we have more?
I think the last one was Jess Quaz from Second Chance Movies. I mean, just to go over her ranking one more time, she didn't get to see 6, but when she ranked it, it was 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. So I think people got it. I think when we think about the outliers, where we're really sorry, Test of Time Pod, and PlayCube at _Gamecast and Gomez there playlist wars. I just don't see how Rocky 4 is so far down. How it just is so far down on the list.
Dude, some people just don't like that cheesiness. They like other cheesiness in the 80s, and some people just don't like it. I totally agree, and I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I think what
about it, I guess.
No,
I do. I think it's crazy. You put Rocky 4 at the end, and that's why we had Steve on here. Like, no, Rocky 4 does not belong at the end.
I think
Rocky 6 definitely doesn't belong in the beginning.
Yeah, 6 first is weird, man. That's weird. That's weird.
How you can't? There's no way I go like I'm gonna watch a Rocky movie and go. I feel like watching 6.
6-2. 6-2.
Like I'm like.
It's not
even
time to watch 6. It's not even
like maybe if I want to feel inspired and I fast forward to the speech, like I had you over here in my palm of my hand. I'm like, this kid, he could do anything.
Yeah.
Well, man, what's going to get you more fired up? Watching him talk on the street to his son, or watching him lift Adrian, Paulie, and Duke in a carriage over his head going,
oh no, then I'm just watching Rocky 4. Yeah, I mean, dude, that training is insane. His beard is phenomenal.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a great beard.
I fell in love with Rocky.
Abs on abs on abs.
Dude, you fell in love with Rocky.
Who was it? The guy who was in love?
Creed. Like you fell in love with
no,
Carl
but
Weathers.
I think I was no. Yeah, yeah, I did. Rocky 3, man.
Carl Weathers was incredible in that movie, though.
Incredible, man. Incredible. All right.
What's the matter with you?
I think I'm gonna put my
so good.
I'm gonna put mine mine in stone right here.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna say with Max that I kind of agree with his, but it kind of flip flops with me on the last 3. But it's definitely a 4-3-1.
4, 3, 1.
And I know, Steve, you don't like 3 really, but I like 3 a lot. I think, like Dan, you said, like there's 3 fights. Thunderlips is in it. There's comedy. There's so much going on.
3 is when you're starting to get absurd with Rocky. It's right when Rocky movies are starting.
No, I don't think you are. No, I don't think
yes,
you are.
I
think
maybe
the bro hug is absurd. But like I think and like it's
I don't
crazy.
Think you are.
I don't think you're getting absurd. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think you talked enough during this episode. It's my time to talk, and you're not going to take me away from. You're not going to take away 3 from my second position. It's not happening.
I know.
My old ranking was 1. It was 4, 1, 3, 2, 6, 5, and I'm going to go with a 4, 3, 1. Is it 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 5? Do I put 2 last, Dan? Second to last? Do I put 2 second to last? You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna rank it as if I'm gonna have to sit down and watch a movie. I would much rather watch 6 over 2. Yes, I would, because I already watched 1, so there's no reason to watch 2 right now, and I don't want to go through his poetry reading and the awkwardness of just sitting there watching him and not going to see his son. That bothered me. Like, he didn't go see his son. Why? Because he was waiting for them to both see it. Who saw his son? Paulie. So Paulie's been with this kid, and then they leave the kid with the robot. I mean, they don't take care of this kid. They only care about each other. They're only in love with each other. They're selfish parents.
The kid was obviously kidnapped and replaced with a much older version. Like, they didn't even notice.
Well, it was Punch to the Future. This is a time travel movie, after all. Okay, so 4, 3, 6, 2, 5.
That movie has.
Wait, where's
made.
1?
That movie has to be made.
4, 3.
Oh, 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay. 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 5. Put it on a shirt. Put it down. That's my ranking. Okay. If you don't like it, comment below and go scratch.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna my ranking is gonna be 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5.
I love you too.
I know, that's the weird part, right? If you get a shirt that says 1, 4, 3, it's just like, what? But enough people don't have beepers anymore, so I have no idea what that is. But I think like the only thing that saves Rocky 2 is the fight and like the montage, like the training from 5. 5 can be really entertaining sometimes. It's hilarious, but it's got the worst fight. It's got no training montage. Even though Paulie's the worst character, you're kind of like, why am I liking Paulie? Like, I don't want to really like Paulie that much. And it's literally a movie that makes absolutely no sense and could have been better, as what Jess Quaz said. Like, it literally was like a 1-hour drama with just guest starring Rocky Balboa. and I
Dick Wolf drama.
Yeah, so I'm saying 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5. Tell us what you think is like about that comment, but I'm telling you, I think to me that's the ranking for me. I'm watching 6 all day before 2 or 5.
Yeah, Mo and Max, your shirt's in the mail. Your shirt's in the mail, Mo and Max. I'm putting them in.
Yeah,
I'm doing it. I'm making them for you guys. We're all going to be repping our shirts.
We're going to look like weirdos with just a bunch of numbers on. But
you're going to have a 1, 4, 3, Dan. They're going to be like, I love you.
Well, whatever. We're going to say Rocky ranking 1, 4, 3.
No, I'm not even saying Rocky. It's just going to be the numbers, and people who know.
No one's going to. What are you talking about? It's going to be 5 people that know.
Everyone's going to think it's your person.
I'm just going to write Rocky and then that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not Rocky rankings. That's it.
But you got to do comp.
But I was actually thinking like the first 3 numbers here, and then the last 3 numbers in the back.
Oh,
no, you got to do Rocky
and put Balboa in the back. Put like Rocky Balboa, and that's it.
What you like?
What or Adrian?
Go ahead, Steve. Manning is just on fire.
He's on fire right now. He's coming alive as the hours tick by.
You look like you're about to fall asleep
over here. It's the short hair. It's what it's got to be. It's the short hair, man.
God.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, no. You got to do commas in between the numbers, though, on the shirt. Are you going to do no commas or commas?
Dots. Middle dot. Dot. And it's going to be in Roman numeral.
Yeah, we've been doing it just in numbers. I totally realized that, but I was like, I don't.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Steve's about to fall asleep like Rob did in our Airborne episode.
Laying down
on the couch.
Dude,
yeah, I'm calling
I
you
love
out.
that Airborne
Rob.
episode, though. That's a
No,
great
you
movie.
don't. You don't
I
like
love that
Airborne.
Dude, that was a great movie.
Dan
No, it
hates that
wasn't.
movie.
It's
Oh.
the
I
worst
love how
movie.
much
Oh,
Dan hates
I'd
that
rather
movie
watch
was
Rocky
great.
V.
Shut up, Dan. The
I'd rather
movie
watch
was great.
Rocky V
No,
than
you
Airborne.
wouldn't.
Yes,
No,
yeah.
you wouldn't.
Airborne
That
has
is so
a
much
useless
better,
story.
entertaining movie.
No, Airborne has a useless story. The main character is the worst person on the planet, and
I'll be styling, bro. I'll be styling.
No, he be doing
Steve,
nothing.
tell
And
me you
then
love that
I love
race
that movie.
means nothing.
I was rollerblading
You want-
like
no.
a maniac down Cornell Street when that movie came out, boy.
Steve,
Remember
don't talk
Dennis-
about your
remember
rollerblading.
Dennis
Holloway?
I was there watching.
Dennis
you.
You were
Holloway,
there
baby.
too, Dan.
No, Manny,
We were all there.
let's talk
Why?
about Steve's rollerblading. It took him. First of all, it took him 8 hours to get outside. So like we were all already rollerblading and playing hockey. We're all tired by that point. Then he finally, comes outside. Let's play. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay, then he's rollerblading.
Where you all going?
Yeah, we're all going home. He's like, what are you talking about?
I'll rollerblade with you home.
Nah, then you rollerblade around the neighborhood. Maybe I just didn't want to play hockey.
That's it. Dan, Steve only wanted to rollerblade with you guys on the way around the neighborhood, so he wouldn't have to play hockey.
Let's all
Steve,
realize.
you never played hockey, right?
I mean,
Sometimes.
just street hockey.
With Matt Anthony.
Good old Anthony.
Good old square wheel.
I think.
Square.
I think I watched all these movies with him, all these Rocky movies with him. Though I think I remember watching like.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and he probably tried to beat you up. I mean, like.
Most definitely. He threw a VCR at your head.
Brothers.
And that's a nostalgia test tangent.
Well, people, we're taking, just to let everyone know, we're taking a little break. So just to retool, but to also take a little hiatus to rest. This Rocky thing was both a good idea and a bad idea, and it's destroyed both of us. But it's been really fun to kind of go back and watch all these Rocky movies. But we will be back soon. Definitely catch up on the back catalog. We have this will be the 58th episode, almost like 56, 57. We have a lot of episodes.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's been quite a ride. Yeah, Steve.
I want to thank you, Dan, for editing and having to re-listen to us again and again and again.
We would love to still know your Rocky rankings. People are still sending them in. We would love to know them. And also would love to know what you'd like to hear us put to the test when we come back. We're collecting ideas. Go right to the website, thenostalgiatest.com. Suggest a test on the website, or you can email it to us at thenostalgiatest@gmail.com. That would be really awesome. Let us know what you'd like to be tested. Go ahead, Manny.
I'd like to plug in that please do other things than movies. We don't need movies. We want other nostalgic things. It could be any category. Yeah. If you checked out our Janko episode, where we did Janko's fanny pack. By the way, I saw my niece in a picture recently. She has a fanny pack, bro.
There you go.
Fanny packs. I didn't text her. I'm pissed.
Back,
I was
man.
pissed.
Why?
Fanny packs
Did
are
you
back.
just say you have a fanny pack?
Fanny packs are back.
Both of you need to stop.
That's right.
Anyways,
They've been back.
so that we're probably gonna do some food episodes, Dan. I think it has to happen.
I think we're going to come back and do a couple food episodes. I think we're going to come back and do a couple lives, but we got some ideas coming. I think we got some ideas to bring this podcast to the next level.
Steve, hold on to your horses, Steve. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on
You're
to
gonna
your
see
horse.
some fighting.
What?
You're gonna be some fighting between me and Dan.
Oh, good.
But everybody,
It's gonna happen.
Like the fights.
subscribe, leave a 5-star review, share the podcast with everyone you know.
Oh, and last but not least, Dan, of course, we have to let everybody know where our special guest here, where you could find Mr. Steve Herrera. Steve, go ahead.
Oh, yes, of course. I am on Instagram at Steve Herrera Music. That's HERRERA Music. You can find me on Spotify, same name, Steve Herrera. Apple Music as well, Steve Herrera Music. You can type in Steve Herrera or Steve Herrera Music. Should pop up. But yeah, that's where my tunes are. And follow me on Instagram.
And if you're in the Baltimore area, we could catch you live.
Yeah, I list all my shows on my Instagram every time I'm playing locally in Baltimore. So check it out.
we'd like to thank, Buzz in the Tower for coming on just for a few minutes, and, love those guys over there. Everyone has sent in a ranking. We love you guys too, even though we gave you a little shit at the end. Playlist Wars, Play Cube at
I love them, but I don't like their rankings.
Test of Time Pod.
You will be judged.
Jess Quaz's Second Chance Movies podcast, Ratchet Book Club, Capes on the Couch, Sanity is Overrated podcast, Buzz in the Tower, like we said. Billy, also thank you for coming on and doing the episode, the Balboa episode. Everyone
Measuring the Score. Thank you so much.
Oh, and Measuring the Score.
We will be on a future episode with them.
Yeah.
They invited us on. Can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, we'll be
But thank you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Boom. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and go for it.
Go for it.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.